right here.
And it seems like Cedric seems to be having no problems right now as he's got his headphones on and singing at the moment. This is where we need the cut to the live audio.
Right.
Cedric singing for us all here. Both these guys playing fabulous, fabulous Magic. It's very, very good. Ollie just moved to Roanoke, Virginia, as of recently, to do work for SCG.
Now, both these guys, two guys that I like a lot. I don't view myself, when I do these kinds of things, as a commentator. I don't view myself as a reporter. I view myself as a commentator, and as such, I don't mind being a little biased.
Okay.
So normally I'd be like, oh, I've got a favorite. But you know what? With these two guys, I don't know who I would want to pick. Both these guys are two awesome, great players, good people to watch play, good people in general. I would be happy if either of them wins. Unfortunately, I'm also going to have to be a little bit sad that one of them gets a loss. So.
Well, the good thing about it is these guys, like I said, you just said, they're just going to have fun. They're going to go out there, play it all, give it everybody what they want to see. Looks like Ollie has Tamayo in his hand, a card that you really like, the Moon Sage.
I'm a fan.
Okay, Evolving Wilds passes turn. Cedric right away with the Birds of Paradise.
529 players playing in the other tournament as we speak. That is the Standard Open. This event, we are down to 110 players. If you're just joining us, this is the penultimate round of Swiss for this invitational tournament, the Star City Games Invitational, wrapping up the third quarter of this season here in Atlanta, Georgia. Cedric Phillips opens up with a Bird of Paradise. Ollie was on to play Evolving Wilds for a Forest here at the end of the turn.
All right. Ollie draws. Looks like he has Glacial Fortress, which comes into play tapped. Now, Cedric. Borderland Ranger.
I love that Cedric is running 4 of these guys. Borderland Ranger was a card that I think, or is a card that I think not enough people really got excited about when it got printed. That is a powerhouse of a card. It does so many different things, fixing, card advantage, and a reasonable body, not a big one. 2/2 is not large, but all of those things in one package, just a great card.
Yes. Well, and you've seen it played in Pod. You've seen it in various other decks. Mono Green played it to a ramp of its own. It's been a very, very versatile card. Now let's see. Ollie has 3 mana here, has Ponder in his hand. Looks like, or Cedric's going to swing for 2, I apologize. And he's going to pump it 2 or 1.
A big +1 there.
Yep.
Now, one of the things I had a sudden shock of horror about, I was like, oh no, what if Borderland Ranger is rotating out? Nope, that's an Avacyn Restored card. We can expect to see that for at least another year.
And that'll be good for people that really enjoy it. Forbidden Alchemy on the end step for Ollie. Very good for him to be able to throw 3 cards into the graveyard. All right, looks like, oh, he doesn't seem to want to give up that Sun Titan, but it looks like he might throw it. He's got an Image, Sun Titan. Okay, so he's going to put away Sun Titan, Image, land. Draws another Evolving Wilds. Looks like he's going to ponder here. Ponder for land, Phantasmal Image, and another Sun Titan. Well, Sun Titans are fluent and heavy in his hand here. He's going to draw it.
We see a Evolving Wilds number 2 for the game.
Which is good because that means he's going to want to get rid of what's on top of his pile here. Cedric with 5 land now. Dropping another rain. Oh, dropping a Sword of War and Peace.
Boom.
And equipping it.
Connect. And is there anything that Ollie has to stop this at this moment in the game? There are no cards in his deck that can help him right now in this moment. He's going to just take a huge hit, 4 damage plus the number of cards in his hand. I think that's going to be 7, maybe. Oh, whoa, how many cards is that? 5 or 6? He was going so quickly.
And it looks like Ollie has a Curse of Deathhold in his hand. He has, it looks like 1 or 2 Thragtusk in his hand. He's going to search out a land here. Help fix up that mana base a little bit. Cedric now up to I forgot how many cards Cedric had in his hand. At least 3, I believe, if I'm not correct. So he should be at 23. All right. He does have that Curse of Death hold. He does have an island.
Ollie's deck is running 1 Curse of Death's Hold main, and in the sideboard has another one. This is great against a lot of the small creatures that Cedric has, but once there's a sorted creature out, doesn't do all that much. This Day of Judgment is probably going to be the way he heads. Oh, a Thragtusk. I didn't even realize that was in his hand.
Oh, yeah. And he's got... And that will help him a lot. And also the fact is that if he Terminus is it, that's fine. He comes back with a 3/3 beast and wipes out all of Cedric's creatures.
That 5 life, so important for Ollie right now.
He's going to check his graveyard. Ponder Image. Yes, because Cedric's starting to count in his head. Once he gets that Sun 6 and gets the Sun Titan, it's Sun Titan, Phantasmal Image, creating Sun Titan, and all of a sudden that board becomes real messy. Okay, he's going to equip the bird.
Moves it on over. In the air, 2 damage plus the hand. It's a 5-card hand, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's going to knock Ollie down to 5 life.
Passes, or plays land, passes turn. Does Ollie, no, it looks like he drew an Oblivion Ring, if I'm not correct.
If you're just joining us, I'm Adrian Sullivan with Robert Martin. We're watching Ollie Aintrazi try to recover from this initial push from Cedric Phillips. A Day of Judgment is going to clear the table. Not going to clear away the Sword of War and Peace, though, unless something strange is happening.
And the judge is pointing at it.
There we go. I was going to say, I don't remember a planar cleansing happening.
Yeah, that would be an interesting call there. Change the rules of Magic right now while we're playing.
Then we see a Beast hit play.
Oh, Thundermaw Hellkite, and that will be it.
Axe your face. And that's all she wrote.
Okay, well, we just saw Cedric Phillips win Game 1, and he won on the back of Sword of War and Peace, and his finisher that we see now at least win twice, Thundermaw Hellkite.
Yep, this is a real card. If those of you who are doubters, you know what happens. Person taps out, and you can just Beacon of Destruction their face.
Remember Patrick Chapin wrote an article on that, a huge article about how thrilled he was with Thundermaw Hellkite and how it may not be effective right then, but it's going to be. So, yeah. And now it's showing it in the biggest competition we have right here, the Star City Games Invitational. We're going to look to the sideboard here. I mean, Ollie does have, like you said, he does have another Curse of Death's Hold, which he may or may not use.
You know, I don't mind Curse.
Timely.
I don't mind Curse, but it's not great. Timely, on the other hand, is great. The thing about a card like Timely Reinforcements, you get to undo 2 elements of what happens with Cedric. Cedric tries to take over the board, and not in a controlling way, but just to get so much stuff out there that he has more on the table. And then he also wants to lower your life total. Timely Reinforcements from Ollie Aintrazi. Can you imagine, you do all of the work with, say, Strangleroot Geist and something else. 1 Timely can undo all of it and even have you above 20 life.
Yes. He also has another one on there that might be of somewhat play. What about Terminus?
I think he definitely brings in Terminus. Terminus might sometimes be a 6-drop, but you know what? You're playing against Strangleroot Geist. You're playing against a ton of creatures. Just going Wrath, 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 Wrath is always good. Wrath of God, a long out-of-print card, but its many variants still making a big impression in the metagame. Well, and will tomorrow, too, with Supreme Verdict. Tomorrow as in 2 weeks from now, I suppose.
Yes, but you will see that as that Wizards will never let that card go. And to those of us who played Magic for quite a while, it will always be Wrath of God. Whether it's Day of Judgment or Supreme Verdict or whatever the incarnation of it is, it will always be originally to us Day of Judgment.
It's funny because I saw somebody playing Day of Judgment in, I want to say, Modern, and it made me think, oh, I guess Wrath of God must not be legal in Modern, but it is. It is a legal card. So unless you're playing Riverboa or, I'm going to call it LOL Troll, even though Lotleth Troll is not really LOL, you should probably, unless you're planning on regenerating, you should probably be running Wrath of God in older formats if you want a card like that.
Okay, so what will Cedric be bringing in here against him? From what he saw.
Well, he knows that he's playing against a pure control deck. Ollie has classically played decks that lean towards this kind of controlling style. The best cards that he can bring in are cards essentially like sort of Feast and Famine to push through Thragtusk, and also just to strip away card advantage. He can make, with his swords, between War and Peace and Feast and Famine, any creature a potential threat.
So would you trade one sword, War, or Peace for the addition?
No, I want them all.
You want 5 swords in there?
Yes.
That's really greedy.
No.
That's not greedy.
No.
Okay. All right. All right. It's not greedy. You heard it right here on round 15 that Adrian Sullivan said running 5 swords is not greedy in Magic.
Not greedy. Not greedy. The reason being, you've got 8 accelerators. You can drop a turn 2 sword really often, and then if there's not a response to it right away, take over the game. Now, one of the things is, he does have some cards that are not particularly exciting. So, for example, Cedric Phillips, his Thragtusk, it's a mixed bag kind of card against Aintrazi. He knows he's playing against a Phantasmal Image deck, and so Thragtusk, sure, it leaves behind a defender if a Day of Judgment happens, but it also is available to be copied by a Phantasmal Image.
And to give
That's a problem.
Yes, and to give him the 5 additional life, which Ollie really likes to have, because by that time he'll get to 6 mana, be able to set up his Sun Titans and be able to go Sun Titan, Phantasmal Image, or Sun Titan, and just boom, 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 and all suddenly I'm swinging for 18 with Vigilance.
Now, meanwhile, Bonfire of the Damned, great against most of the field, not particularly effective against Solar Flare. That gives him, with those 2 cards, 5 cards to board out. Zealous Conscript's often good against expensive cards, but not great against Sun Titan Phantasmal Image. I don't think he's going to bring them. He might, but I don't think he's going to bring him in.
Ollie keeps a hand with 2 Sun Titans in it, and at least 2 mana sources for sure. Cedric coming out Llanowar Elves. Ollie cracks his Evolving Wilds for black. And we will get a shuffle effect here. Looks like, yeah, Sun Titan, Nile Spellbomb. And looks like a Go for the Throat in his hand. So maybe he's wanting to take care of that threat as soon as possible, and there it is.
Thou shalt not suffer an elf to live.
And we bring out, another accelerator. Birds of Paradise. Third land. Image the bird.
And then die, bird, die? Nope, just copying the bird. Just looking for a little bit of acceleration to push into a potential Thragtusk.
Okay, Cedric drew another land. Taps before that will be Huntmaster of the Felds. Pushes him up 2 to 22, gives him 2 threats on the board. Passes turn.
Back to Ollie. Ponder, that means no Thragtusk this turn.
Yeah, he's sitting with 2 Sun Titans in his hand.
Look at that, land, timely.
Ooh, that timely.
That timely is pretty solid.
Yeah, that might not be...
He can't cast it this turn because of the combination of cards, unless he has an untapped land in his hand that I'm not aware of. Nope.
I almost think he wants to keep this. Yes, he does. Takes the land which he needs.
Now, so long as his bird lives, he'll have a Thragtusk next turn.
All right. Cedric on the draw draws another land. Swings in for 4.
Ollie drops, not blocking here. And Cedric passes. He understands that given what's happened, that land, or sorry, the bird representing that mana is too valuable, and he wants to just get rid of it. 2 damage to Ollie, dead image, and now we're gonna see the timely reinforcements, I believe.
Yes, you will. There it is. Gets him right back to 22. Gets blockers out there. Let's just reset things and get back to the way it was in the beginning.
And passes back to Cedric Phillips. Cedric untaps.
We're still waiting for
access to 5 mana.
We're still waiting for the soldier tokens to come out in the field.
There they are.
All right, Cedric drew his card.
A lot of people forget that when the Huntmaster becomes the Ravager of the Fells, that this flipped side, it's a trampler all by itself. So those timely reinforcements, they're very helpful. They make the wolf much less effective, but the werewolf, still a problem. Here they come. I expect we'll see a double or triple block on the wolf.
Just a double. Takes 4, goes down to 16.
I'm guessing Ollie knows that Cedric has no instants in his deck.
Another Huntmaster. We did see that Cedric had a Strangleroot in his hand also. Land go.
Passes back. Image. Not a bad card here. You can copy a Huntmaster, get 2 life, get a wolf, and now you've got a fair amount of defense sitting back. Passes back to Cedric.
Yeah, Cedric's... Boy, a Thundermaw would really help him right now.
Question from the judge about what was copied. And he was informed, yes, it was the Huntmaster. Both players knew it, but making sure the judge knows too.
Well, he's got access to Strangleroot in his hand. 6 mana, which means he can play anything in his deck.
We see 5 mana come down.
6.
6 mana, pardon me. Green Suns, perhaps, for Wolfie or Silverhearts. Reconsiders. He's checking to see his sideboard. These days, you are allowed during a match to look at your sideboard. In the long past, you could not. But currently in Magic, you can check your sideboard at any time. He just wants to make sure he did not sideboard out what he's going to search for.
Okay, he selects 5.
I'm thinking we're going to see a Silverheart to match up with that bird. Best friends forever.
There it is.
Or actually, Silverheart with the Ravager of the Fells, given that the Ravager is a trampler. That would make the Ravager an 8/8 trampler.
We will see what decision he makes on this one. The advantage actually seems with that play is correct. He will name that one.
He does go with Ravager.
But if he does get the Sun Titan in, you know, the bird would be easy, clean access right over him. But we'll see. Now, we know he'll attack with the Ravager. What else does he attack with?
I like attacking with everything right now. He's trying to make sure he gets enough damage in before the Sun Titan comes to the party.
Okay. He does. He swings in with the Wolf, the Huntmaster, and the Ravager.
Yeah. Everything with power comes on in.
The Ravager is an 8/8. Okay. Looks like he killed both of them. Let the 8 go through. And Cedric has his turn.
Back to you. Now, Ollie, he needs a land now. Look
He needs
at that.
a green.
Knock, knock, knock. Are
Green.
you there? Any land will do. Green's the best.
Image.
Image, not terrible. Let's see, not great, though, now that the Huntmaster's dead. He's probably going to copy the Wolf or Silverheart. Yep, there it is. Best friends forever. Wolfie or Silverheart and a soldier.
Well, now that allows him to be able to kill the Ravager this turn. Because combined it is 9.
It's actually 8 plus 5.
Oh, I'm sorry. You're right. 13.
Best friends forever.
Oh, that's right. Forgot about that. Keep forgetting the additional 4 it gives itself once it's soulbound. Cedric still trying to do some math here.
Cedric, one interesting choice Cedric has made in his deck, almost no targeted removal. And this is also a matchup where it's unlikely that he's going to bring in targeted removal. So that Phantasmal Image, very, very good in this matchup.
I think Cedric's doing a little math here, trying to figure out what these are at. It's an 8-8 and a 5-5, which match up quite well with his 8-8 and 8-8. Ah,
oh boy.
Sword of Feast and Famine. And he puts it on the Trampler, waits for action. He has none. Ali just trying to show he might have something. As we know, he has Sun Titan, Thragtusk.
Okay, all of the creatures on the table. The Ravager of the Fells is currently a pro-green 10/10.
With
Trampler. With the awesome Sword of Feast and Famine abilities.
Okay, so it looks like the Wolfears will trade.
And Cedric Phillips is using some magic to try to make Ali block different droids.
Yeah, please do not block my guy. Let it go through. I win. So he will take 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. He'll take 5, 6, 7, I believe, if I'm not correct, because that is a 10/10, and that soldier is a 5/5.
7 total damage.
Yes, that will take him down to 3. And he still gets to have the guy equipped. He still has the Geist.
Yep. And then Ali has to discard. Goodbye Sun Titan number 1 or goodbye Thragtusk?
Yeah, I don't disagree with throwing away the Sun Titan there. He has 2 of them.
Now Cedric is just thinking about what the heck happens if you drop the Sun Titan on me? You discarded one? What can you have that's better than that? And the only answer that I can think of is Sun Titan. So Cedric should, I believe, expect that Ali has that Sun Titan. And again, Ali's going to knock the top of his library. Okay.
Cedric.
Okay, hang on a second there. Cedric just cast that. He just cast that Geist off of the. It's untapped because of the Sword of Feast and Famine.
Yes. Okay, here comes Sun Titan, and we are going to Phantasmal Image the Sun Titan, which will Phantasmal Image the Sun Titan, which will Phantasmal Image the Sun Titan potentially one more time. That is 24 worth of Vigilance. Well, let's see what he does here. He's thinking about it. Oh, he decides to go with the Huntmaster to gain the 2 life. So he has 3 Sun Titans, 1 Huntmaster of the Felds with the Wolf token out there. So that'll put Ali at 5 life and leave him 3 6/6 Vigilance creatures out there. So Cedric is staring at quite the army coming back at him. It will be interesting to see what choices he makes on this turn, because he does have some options. All right. Again, for those of you just joining us, this is game 2 of round 15 of 16 at the SCG Invitational, Atlanta, Georgia. My name is Robert Martin. I am joined in the booth by Adrian Sullivan.
Hello, everybody.
We are watching Ali Aintrazi with Solar Flare. A little bit on the ropes here until that last turn when he dropped Sun Titan and got to play 3 Phantasmal Images. 2 of them were Sun Titans, and one of them ended up being the Huntmaster of the Felds. Cedric Phillips at 26 life with a Sword of Feast of Famine Quit on a Huntmaster of Felds, Strangleroot Geist, Wolf, and a Birds of Paradise. He just did lose his Wolfir Silverheart last turn.
Okay, that was the right count. He did cast 2 spells.
Okay.
Okay, so there were 2 spells cast, not 1. That flip is correct.
Okay. All right, Cedric draws. Looked like he drew a Linoir Elf. That is not going to do a whole lot.
Now, one thing to remember, Cedric still has a creature in the air.
Cedric probably doing some math here to figure out how much he can take. Looking at his graveyard. But next turn...
Cedric can do 4 damage over the course of his whole turn sequence. He can put the sword on the birds, attack for 2 in the air, not cast any spells, flip the Huntmaster into a Ravager, and knock Ali to 1.
But the biggest problem he has is on Ali's turn, if he does not have an answer, he has the Isolated Chapel, which will allow him to gain lifelink on all of those 6/6s swinging at him.
Yep.
And that will be a problem.
The Vault of the Archangel.
The Vault of the Archangel, yes. My cards are wrong, I apologize. He will swing in.
In the air for 2.
He will discard that Thragtusk.
And now Cedric so close. Looking for a path out of this.
Not many times when you're staring at a 26-3 lead do you realize you are in some serious trouble.
26-1.
Oh, 26-1, that's correct.
I mean, it's a virtual 1. He can choose to make Ali go to 1. He's looking at perhaps moving the sword again.
He doesn't. If he doesn't cast a spell, the Huntmaster flips. Oh, he says go.
Yep, and Huntmaster flips, can poke one of the images, killing it, and then also do damage to Ali Aintrazi. That would knock Ali to 1.
So which image does Cedric get? One of the Sun Titans, or the one that's the Huntmaster?
He gets one of the Sun Titans.
Okay. See, he swings with Sun Titans. He's got
Boink. There it is.
12 life he can gain.
Well, he can gain 16 life.
If he swings with everybody.
If he goes with everybody. And I think that a swing for 16, given that the Sun Titan has Vigilance, I think that keeps him in a safe spot. Right. He can effectively gain 18 because that Phantasmal Image in his graveyard could copy the Huntmaster that Ali has in play as his fake Phantasmal Image Huntmaster. So essentially, he can go up to 19 life here on the basis of Vault of the Archangel and a Phantasmal Image coming into play from a Sun Titan trigger.
Okay, he swings with everybody.
Everybody comes in. Image copies. It looks like he's saying copy Sun Titan. So he can gain quote unquote only 16 life.
Yeah, only.
He gets an Evolving Wilds with the copy of Sun Titan Phantasmal Image.
It's a very interesting choice considering he had other options in his graveyard.
The other image grabs a Nile Spellbomb.
All right, well, how much is Cedric going to take of this?
It's a lot. I mean, he should only block things that he can fairly survive hitting there.
Yeah, he talked about him removing the Bonfire of the Damned, but right now that Bonfire of the Damned would really get him out of a bind here with this one.
I was going to say that exact thing, that this is not a card you probably want in this matchup, but if he were to top deck a Bonfire of the Damned and be able to do it Miracle for 6, it would solve all of his problems.
Yes, and he has the Birds of Paradise to be able to cast it for 6. Okay, as we expected, he was going to do the Death Touch Lifelink with the Vault of the Archangel, giving him 12, 14, 16 life, I believe, if I'm not correct. Blocks with the Geist. Comes back as a 3/2 because of Undying. And he says land and passes the turn. Okay, Cedric. Let's see if you got a miracle in there. No. Draws a land, I believe.
Cedric's sideboard, if we look at all of the cards that he has access to, he's pretty much in a position right now, because of Ollie's Vault of the Archangel, where only cards that are suboptimal for him, Bonfire of the Damned in the main deck, that if he saved in 1 or something like that. I mean, the problem with a card like Bonfire of the Damned for Cedric, yes, it would be great for him to Miracle right now, but it's only good for him if Ali Aintrazi gets out Sun Titans and Phantasmal Images, and Cedric hasn't killed him, and Cedric has 7 mana when it happens.
And Cedric would need any other miracle to get to that point. So yes, Cedric plays out his creatures, moves his sword to the wolf, puts out another Geist. Yeah, not a happy picture right there from Cedric, that's for sure, because now...
Yeah, look at that face. Oh,
I'm gonna get
Cedric.
I'm going to get the swing back with 18 from the Sun Titans. But it does flip, so he will get a chance to get rid of one of those images, but the image comes right back.
I mean, who knows? I could see Cedric's believing that he has only so many cards to bring in, and leaving in 1 or 2 bonfires, not because it's a good card for him, but simply because he doesn't have enough to take out, and maybe in a super late game situation, he just needs a miracle.
All right. Well, we've seen its work today, that's for sure. All right, let's see here. Ollie plays an Evolving Wilds.
I have to tell you, I know a lot of people love Sun Titan Phantasmal Image. I'm looking forward to those cards running out of the format.
And how many times have we seen this where it's, I will play Sun Titan, I will Phantasmal Image that, and Phantasmal Image that one. I think it was what SCG event where the guy ended up like having all 4 Phantasmal Image come out of his graveyard, and he had 5 Sun Titans out there. Okay, Cedric doing the blocking thing here. He's got a lot of chump blockers to throw in front of him. But again, Ollie will be able to increase his life total. Oh, Ollie is holding back the real Sun Titan. Okay.
I'm the real Sun Titan, the real Sun Titan.
So we have 12, 14, 16 life he'll gain from this, if I'm not correct. That'll put him over 30, 31 life.
I think your count is off. I think he gained 70,000 life.
Well, it could have been.
And Cedric is all but over for this game.
I give Cedric credit. He is still trying to plug away at this. He must know he has a bonfire in his deck. Otherwise, there'd be no way he would be continuing to play this game.
There's another reason to continue playing. The other reason, there's plenty of time, and he can just eat away the clock so that if we get to a game 3 with a low clock, then Ollie might not be able to win in an extra turn situation where Cedric could.
Okay. Cedric draws a card, not a bonfire.
And he says, it looks like that was a...
Looked like he made the motion to say go, but...
I think he was doing something else there with that. He equips the bird, in with the bird for 2, Feast and Famine, hit your hand. And we see some land fetched out of the deck with Evolving Wilds. And then perhaps Ollie is going to sack this Nile Spellbomb now to protect the card in hand and discard something else.
Ah. And he does that.
Take that, Llanowar Elf in the graveyard. And Ollie draws a card. I see he has a Terminus in his hand. The discard he's going to get is soon to be revealed. What is that?
Oblivion Ring?
I think it's an O-Ring. O-Ring. Now, on this coming turn, Ollie will be able to use his Sun Titans to bring back an O-Ring.
Just another creature that Cedric will not have in the way. Okay, Ponder gets Cavernous Souls. Oh, ho, ho.
That's his one of Tamayo in his main deck. Great card.
How quickly will that come flying out? First he gets to swing with everybody. Here comes the army again, minus the 1. Still leaving the Sun Titan back. Oh, he's going to bring another Nile Spellbomb. And an O, is that an O-Ring?
Yep, O-Ring and a Nile Spellbomb.
What is he going to O-Ring? He's going to O-Ring the...
Looks like the Huntmaster's going bye-bye.
Yep. That leaves Cedric 2 3/2 Stranglehold Geist, 2 Wolves to block with. He's going to block 2 of the images. And, of course... Now, it's interesting here. Ollie has plenty of life. Is he going to play the Tamayo instead, or is he going to do the Vault anyways? He does the Vault. I'm curious.
I like pumping up my life again and again and again.
All right. Okay. I just didn't know if this would have been the time to drop that to put the situation where Cedric's just basically done. And
Cedric is pretty basically done.
Okay.
But this other one means that let's pretend that Cedric has a Bonfire of the Damned to clear the board. If Ollie has a particularly healthy life total, then in that time after, he'll have a lot more time to recover.
Absolutely. Well, now we are going to game 3 here.
And Cedric is not too slow to return to the sideboard. Maybe he's going to review and see what anything he wants to change. Ollie, on the other hand, has 1 card that he brings in pretty quick. Now, sometimes when you do a sideboarding in Game 3, what it is a correction from what you might have missed the first time. And other times what it is simply changing card selection based on play or draw.
It looks like what I saw Ollie brought in or had in was the Gideon Jura. Another, at least it slows Cedric's deck down when he forces them to all swing at him. Another nice option for Ollie to have out there in this match.
Gideon Jura is one of the most scary cards for an aggressive deck to face down.
That, not coincidentally, is one of my favorite of the Planeswalkers, just because it's done. It's been in so many different decks, and it's done its job in each one of them.
It's funny because I've been playing a lot of Gideon lately, but Gideon is one of my least favorite competitive Planeswalkers of all time.
Really?
Simply because I think it's too good.
Oh.
I think Gideon is too good at its job, and I played it in a number of different control decks. It's completely absurd against aggressive decks, and I think it's maybe too good.
Okay. So you don't anticipating it being reprinted anytime soon?
If it is, I'm going to be giving a frowny face to the members of R&D in Wizards of the Coast. Got a bunch of friends over there who I'll narrow my eyes at, and yeah, I'm happy to see Gideon go away.
All right, they are shuffling up here. They are under 12 minutes to go. Here's Gerard Fabiano in the background, watching both men. Both still in very, very good spirits here. All right, with Cedric on the play, advantage him. Get out there early first turn, either the Elf or the Birds of Paradise.
Remember the critical move that Ollie did in using birds as a phantasmal image to copy birds early. He also killed an early bird, if I remember correctly, in this game. Ollie is scooping up and going to the down to 6. I saw Crushing Vines in his opening hand.
Well, that's a good way to stop the Thundermaw. And, well...
Thundermaw, swords, birds.
A bird with a sword on it.
Take your pick. Which side you want to kill?
Well, Cedric obviously looks like he's keeping his cards. So you said you didn't like... You have no regrets that Gideon's leaving.
Oh, gosh, no.
Which ones of the Planeswalkers that are leaving are you going to miss? If any.
Koth. Koth has not been good in a long time, but there are so many awesome red cards in Return to Ravnica that I think red is going to, like mono red aggro, I think it's going to be poised for a comeback. Koth would be awesome to have in there. But yeah, I'm going to miss Koth.
Okay. That was one of, when it first came out, ironically, like the same situation you talked about, that was the one I really didn't like because it cost me making this day 2 at GP Toronto.
Oh, I never hold personal grudges.
Oh, okay.
Turn 1, Llanowar Elf versus turn 1, Evolving Wilds. We saw a similar line of plays from both players in game 1. Cedric took that down.
All right, birds.
And bird, attack for 1. Cedric can threaten 5 mana next turn. Of course, the danger that Cedric has is the more creatures he has on the table, the more susceptible he is to wrath effects. There are only 3 Day of Judgments in Ollie's deck, and after sideboard, Ollie has only access to a, is it 2 Terminus?
Yes.
So it's not likely that a Terminus can happen on turn 3 for Ollie. Just on the odds of the miracle, that kind of thing.
Well, he does.
But it's a possibility, obviously.
He does have another land and Ponder in his hand. All right. Oh.
There's the day that he wants for a little bit later. Pondering to set up a miracle. Is it there? Depending on if he needs land, he could keep that. And if he doesn't need land, he might want to shuffle it. That Thrag Tusk is very tempting, but I don't think I saw a green land in his hand.
Interesting.
So he's got the access to a Forbidden Alchemy next turn. And 1, 2, yeah. That looks like he'd be happy to get some land there. So next turn he can Forbidden Alchemy. We see a Huntmaster come down. He's got access to Day of Judgment on turn 4.
It's going to really hurt Cedric's board.
And Ollie is, he's going to probably main phase. Yep, there it is. Main phase Forbidden Alchemy, just to keep that Huntmaster from flipping. Crushing Vines, Terminus, Thrag Tusk, land. Unless I'm missing the land, still no green mana, I don't think. Takes the Thrag Tusk. Maybe he does have a green source in there and I'm just missing it. Is there an Evolving Wilds in there? Or?
No, I see
another... Oh, a Cavern of Souls.
Oh, okay. See, I definitely see another plane in there, which will allow him to play the Day of Judgment next turn without any issue. Okay, Cedric taps 3. Borderland Ranger.
Let's make some mana that's stable.
Possibly he's got to be anticipating that Ollie's going to
certainly
drop it next turn. So Cedric will swing in for
nice
7.
6. Had to spend his elf to cast the border or the Strangerroot Geist. So in for 6. When Ollie goes for the Day of Judgment, Cedric will still have 3 damage on the table. Ollie checks for the Terminus. Day of Judgment. Everybody dies except for the Strangerroot Geist, who grows.
And Cedric still does have 3 mana currently at this time.
This is rough for Cedric. Unless he has a Sword of Feast and Famine, next turn Ollie can go Cavern of Souls, Thrag Tusk, and really punish Ollie. It's 5 damage, knock you to 8, and Ollie can just undo all of that work with a Thrag Tusk right now. Boom! Thrag Tusk.
There it is. Back up to 13. Pass his turn.
Land, Sword of Feast and Famine would be an excellent draw here for Cedric. That's not terrible.
Okay, blocks
He
and
eats up one of the Strangerroot Geists and takes 5. And that dead Geist, the fresh one, is untapped.
land. It looks like he has a Go for the Throat in his hand. Or is that, oh, Ponder. Ponder, Sun Titan, land.
I believe that was negate. Could be wrong.
Yes, the one negate he had in his sideboard.
Interesting. So for a late game counterspell, because negate is going to mostly miss. If Ali is bringing in negate, he must feel pretty confident about this matchup, such that he can throw away a card to stabilize in favor of a card to wrap up a late game.
All right. Cedric currently has 8 on the board, 8 damage showing on the board. Two Strangerroot Geists currently at 3. 1 at its current 2/1.
Oh my god, do you see in his hand the Vault of the Archangel?
There it is again.
Oh, look at that, the sad thumbs up from Cedric Phillips.
Oof. So again, he's counting up. It will be 8. Pass his turn. We know he will activate the vault when Cedric swings to gain the life back.
And what do we have here? Sword of War and Peace. It might look like it's on that Geist, but don't be fooled. It's just out there on the table.
Oh, did he pass turn after that?
Yes.
Okay. Copy.
Image on Thragtusk. Ouch.
Yeah, somehow swinging, somehow having threatening 10 lifelink death touch looks really good right now. Cedric not seeming to draw any land. A Thundermaw Hellkite would look really
Green
good right
Suns
now.
for 3 for, I'm guessing, Borderland Ranger to get a mountain.
Yep.
Borderland Ranger.
Cedric does have 2 mountains in his deck.
Mountain, which he lays into play immediately.
All right, we do see that Doomblade in his hand.
Ouch.
So Ali does have some answers here outside of his creatures that can have lifelink and death touch.
Ali untaps. Yet another land, Evolving Wilds.
Just gonna say go.
Setting up his mana for potential actions.
Okay.
In they come. He's ready to attack.
Ali will be going back up to 23 on this play. Block with the Borderland Ranger and the other one, the other Strangerroot that's at a 2/1.
I like taking it. Just take it all.
Okay.
At most, block with the 2/1 Strangleroot Geist.
And then swing back right away with.
Yep.
Okay.
Cedric says, I'll just take it all.
Okay.
And the life totals practically switch. Mirror Universe almost. Ali Aintrazi goes up to 23. Cedric Phillips goes down to 12.
He still has the Doomblade in hand. So even if Cedric would pull out some shenanigans like a Thundermaw here or something like that, it will be Doombladed quickly. And as he can swing for 3, 6, 8, 10 plus the equipped sword. Ali looks like he has, I believe, 2 cards in hand. So that would be 12.
And Cedric has to be expecting either a Divine Offering or a black removal spell of some kind.
All right, so he's going to play. Gonna play the Zealous Conscripts. That should be met immediately. It's gonna say Thragtusk.
Nice.
Swings for 3, 6, 11, 14. Potentially 16, 18 if he wants to.
Now, Zealous Conscripts is a very interesting card because it's so good in this kind of moment when you're talking about a fight against non-Sun Titans. But once you get to the late game, Zealous Conscripts becomes almost dead.
All right, so he's going to swing, leaving himself 2 blockers back.
Unless his life total is a little bit lower, I don't know that I would bother sending any blockers back.
Okay.
Doomblade. Take that, Strangleroot Geist. Deadgeist. That's 3, 6, 11 damage to Ollie.
Gets his Geist back.
Oh, gosh.
What?
Okay, never mind.
No.
I saw the Gideon. That's just in his deck.
Yeah. No. Don't get overexcited like that.
I thought he drew a Gideon and was flipping his cards through his hand.
No. He cracked and got that green mana. He had the Evolving Wild sitting there waiting at the end of his turn. Gives him that shuffle effect. All right, we're at 12-12. We are, according to our clock, at 0. It does
These players do have a slight increase in time.
Yes.
Now, it's worth noting that Cedric here, actually by making this play, if time is low, is setting up a possibility to be able to have this game end in a draw if he can't win it.
Forbidden Alchemy gets Sun Titan. Dissipate. Looks like Evolving Wilds.
And he takes the Sun Titan.
Now he does have 6 mana.
Boy.
Sun Titan comes down now.
It can come down. Now the thing is Ollie's life total is at 12. Unless he has the right kind of cards in his graveyard, he could theoretically actually just die without life gain. I'm not saying that it is going to happen. I'm just saying it's possible.
Okay, looks like he's going to want to swing here. With 1 maybe? 2? Yeah, probably both. But they say Magic is not a game of math. It seems like every turn here is exactly 1 game of math. All right, he swings with both. Threatening to use the life gain Death Touch.
Now we can see the time on the screen has been updated. This is our time for the match at this point. Cedric has a lot to think about here. If he does not block with his creatures, it makes it easier for him to try to accomplish a win. But is he playing for a win, or is he playing for a draw?
Wow.
He doesn't... I think he's trying to decide if this is a game he can win, or if he has to try to hold back now. Now, those aren't questions you want to be asking yourself,
no,
unfortunately.
I would much rather be in Ollie's position right here, knowing that I'm swinging to make a difference. Okay, it looks like he's going to choose to...
At least the Strangleroot Geist, but now he's trying to decide protect his life total or murder a Thragtusk.
You might want to let it go down to 6.
And he's looking at the graveyard to see what kind of stuff Ollie has. A Sun Titan could come down right after this. Now, he does not know what Ollie drew, but he knows Ollie has 6 mana, and he knows that Ollie just Forbidden Alchemied. Cedric commits. Double block, Thragtusk, and we see Ollie also commit to gaining 10 life. This will leave Ollie with a Beast and a fake Thragtusk. And it will mean that Cedric will get back a Strangleroot with a +1/+1 counter.
Okay, so that puts Ollie up another 10. That looked like maybe another Zealous Conscripts, maybe. Could have been a Thundermaw. I'm not sure. It had the look. It's definitely a red card. It's not Bonfire, because he would have... Oh, it is Bonfire.
Wow. Miracle.
He's doing it for 3.
Here come the troops. Trying to make sure he knows exactly what Ollie's life total is before he makes his final decision on attackers.
But we know next turn he will be bringing out Sun Titan.
And again, he holds back. He is trying to make sure he has what he takes for reserves so that he can try to accomplish a draw if need be. Ollie Aintrazi, we are probably going to see a chain of Sun Titans coming now. He's doing the count. Does he have 11 mana to do both? One, two, three, 4, 5, 6. The rest of that mana is off the screen. I can't quite tell. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, there's the Sun Titan. And he is a little shy, it looks like, of being able to do both Sun Titan and also the Vault of the Archangel. Oh, wait. Obviously, the image comes back as a Sun Titan, creates another land, and he does have the mana. Turn 0 of extra turns has just begun.
Okay. Ollie just passes the turn. Okay. Cedric draws his card. Can he pull another Bonfire out? No, it does not look like it. Wow, Cedric could use a lot of things right here to help his cause. Because he is staring another turn of another Sun Titan. The Sun Titan starting to... Oh, he's going to look at his graveyard to see what he's got in there. We know Forbidden Alchemy, Dissipate, Doomblade, Ponders. There's a lot of good options for him in there.
Now notice, Cedric has a Bird of Paradise in play, so he has a flyer that he can use on the coming next turn to hit Ollie. That's not much damage, unfortunately. Ollie here trying to decide if he wants to hang back for the potential 15 life. Is that what he's doing, or he did decide?
Yeah, he did decide.
So Cedric, we're back to Cedric turn 1 now.
Yes.
Turn 1 of extra turns.
What do you do here for Cedric? Do you equip the bird, swing, just try to gain some life?
Looking at this, only Ollie's Beast can block on the ground, because that Sword of War and Peace will protect the rest of it.
All right.
I don't know, I think I like equipping the bird.
Okay, Cedric doing more math.
Actually, equipping the bird is almost certainly the best call, because then you can't block with a beast and give Death Touch lifelink and gain life. So the best way to reduce Ollie's life total is to equip the bird, attack for 2 plus the hand, which is going to be 3, and then have Ollie down to 10.
Boy, it looks like Cedric's trying to calculate this out, like he wants to go forward with more than just the potential bird in the sword. Okay, plays a Keswick Wolf Run.
Wow, okay, there's a little bit more math to be done now.
Okay, so he can potentially...
He's got 6 land in play, including the Keswick Wolf Run, and a Bird of Paradise. That means he has access to a pump of at least 4 to anybody, or a pump of 3 to his bird, or a pump of 1 to his bird plus an equip. Cedric's spending 2 mana here. I think he's going to be equipping somebody. Oh, maybe not. Okay. Still equipping somebody, it looks like.
Well, he looks like he's leaning towards that bird like we talked about just a minute ago.
A lot of players, look at what he's fought through. They would have crumbled underneath this resistance, and Cedric, playing it so smart, still in this game, taking his time to think. Don't let anyone tell you that Beatdown is just a mindless deck to play.
Just turn and attack, turn and attack. Well, that's not true right here. We've seen that in previous rounds where Cedric, where he's managed to make, even in his legacy deck, he's managed to prove that it's not just turn and hit every turn and smash. It actually requires some. Looks like he just passed.
Okay, he's setting up a life gain, well, stopping 6 life gain from a potential attack from Ollie.
Okay, Ponder, which gets us Phantasmal Image, Dark Slick Shorts, and Oblivion Ring.
Well, that's too bad for Cedric. We are on turn 2. This means that Ollie will only have 1 turn after this one with which to win the game.
Takes the image.
Image the Zealous Persecution to steal Kessig Wolfrun. The ability to act. That was Kessig Wolfrun he pointed to, right?
Yes.
Okay, so this gives Cedric a moment. Cedric responds after the Wolfrun to kill an image.
Okay.
And Ollie has green mana.
He has no access to red.
He has no access to red. Okay, so he's just forcing right now the killing of an image. Kills the Sun Titan copy. Wow, that's a strange play. Cedric's like, well, okay, what now, boy? Come on, boss. Cedric, a player that, for the Midwest players out there, you are regularly seeing him at events in Indiana, in Chicago, in Ohio.
Yeah. He was from the Midwest originally, and then moved out to California, and then moved from there up to Seattle.
I think most of the time when I've seen Cedric play, it's been in Ohio. Or at major events.
Exactly. All right, so what is going through Ollie's head right now? What is he trying to figure out where to go to now?
I think he's thinking about Forbidden Alchemy in response to the Sun Titan. Well, not in response. Forbidden Alchemy before the Sun Titan trigger to get the Oblivion Ring into the yard so that he can attack with Sun Titan, get back Phantasmal Image, get back whatever else, if there's more images, I don't know if there are any more at this point, and then also have, oh, boom, copies Zealous Persecution, gets a mountain.
Oh, yes,
I did not
threw
see that
over.
That is brilliant. I did not even see the ability to copy the Zealous conscripts and steal a mountain on top of it. Now he has the ability to activate and pump.
Oof. Wow, Cedric. Poor Cedric. I mean, yikes. You thought he had everything under control.
Is it enough, though? He's got 6, 9, 12 damage coming in. Only one of these creatures can be given trample. If he gives it to the Sun Titan, it's going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Is that? Can we see if there's any more land up at the top there?
I don't think so. I think that
I think it's a pump for 8. That would
Yeah,
yes,
there
it
it
is a
is.
pump for 8.
8.
So that would be a 14/14 Sun Titan.
there it
Cedric
is.
Phillips puts out the hands.
well,
That was amazing. I did not see that play at all. Aintrazi copies Zealous Conscripts, getting a Kessig Wolf Run. In response, Cedric Phillips activates